Hello, friends. Wherever you are, whatever time of day it is, thank you for clicking, for pausing your scroll, for giving this moment.
I imagine you're here because something in that title, What They Meant for Evil, resonated. Maybe you're carrying a quiet hurt, a betrayal that still aches, a dream that feels shattered.
You're looking at the chapters of your own story, the rejection letter, the negative test result, the painful silence where a relationship used to be, and you're asking, why?
If that's you, then the ancient story of a young man named Joseph is for you. It's a masterpiece of God's storytelling, teaching us that our darkest moments are not the end of our story.
We're going to walk through the 5 acts of Joseph's life, starting with Act 1, the pit. Genesis 37 tells us Joseph was the favorite son, with dreams of greatness and a special coat.
But jealousy burned in his brothers. They threw him into a dark, empty pit. Imagine the terror, confusion, and betrayal. Then, for 20 pieces of silver, they sold him into slavery. His life as he knew it was over.
Maybe you know that feeling of the pit, a place of abandonment, where the dreams you shared were used as weapons against you.
Act 2 is the test. In Genesis 39, Joseph rises to manage Potiphar's entire estate in Egypt. But success brings temptation and a false accusation.
He did the right thing and still landed in prison. Have you ever chosen the high road, kept your integrity, and been punished for it? It can feel like a cruel joke.
In Act 3, the waiting room, Genesis 40 shows Joseph thriving even in prison. He interprets dreams for fellow prisoners, asking to be remembered, but he's forgotten for 2 more years.
That's the waiting room, a time of obscurity when God seems silent and others move on while you're stuck. Hope can feel faint there. But friends, here are 2 key lessons from Joseph's story. First, God's faithfulness is present in our deepest suffering. The Bible repeats, "The Lord was with Joseph, not just in the palace, but in the pit and prison."
His presence didn't prevent the pain, but it sustained Joseph. Your circumstances aren't proof of God's absence. He is with you in the chemo room, lonely apartment, or courtroom.
Second, character forged in secret is the foundation for destiny fulfilled in public. Joseph's integrity in Potiphar's house and diligence in prison were his training ground.
God was building a leader who could manage a nation by first trusting him with a household and a jail block. Hidden seasons prepare us for our calling.
Act 4 is the rise. Genesis 41. Pharaoh has a nightmare, and the cupbearer finally remembers Joseph. Joseph interprets the dreams and is elevated from slave, prisoner to prime minister of Egypt.
It's a dramatic turnaround, but notice. The gift Joseph developed in obscurity made room for him. Serving others in distress often becomes the path to our own breakthrough.
Act 5 is the culmination. Genesis 42 to 50. A famine brings Joseph's brothers to him, completely at his mercy.
He holds their lives in his hands. Here, Joseph says one of the most theology-shaping sentences. "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many should be kept alive."
This is the third main lesson. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks God's redemptive purpose. Joseph's power wasn't in his title, but in his perspective.
He saw God's sovereign hand over his brother's evil. He didn't excuse what they did. He said, God used it. Forgiveness freed him from bitterness and enabled his true purpose.
So, what do we take from this? Maybe you're in the pit of a diagnosis or a debt you didn't create.
Maybe you're in the prison of a long waiting season, feeling forgotten by God and others.
Or maybe you're tempted to cut corners, numb the pain, or let bitterness take root.
Joseph's story is a megaphone from Genesis to your heart. God is with you. He is not wasting your pain.
He is weaving a thread of grace through every betrayal, every setback, every tear. Your story isn't over. This chapter may give meaning to all the rest.
Joseph's story points forward to an even greater Redeemer, Jesus. He too was betrayed, sold for silver, and suffered innocently.
What men meant for evil, the cross, God meant for the ultimate good, the salvation of the world.
So, look up from your pit. Trust the hand that holds you. Keep doing the right thing in the hidden place. Don't let bitterness edit your story.
By faith you can say, this hurt, this betrayal, this delay. The enemy may have meant it for my harm, but my God is working it for good. My purpose is closer than it appears.
Your life is part of God's redemptive narrative. He's too good an author to leave you in the middle of the sentence.
Amen. God bless you. And if this met you where you are, share it with someone else who needs to hear it today.